the heaven and the earth came to existence. What was I before the heaven and the earth came to existence? What was I before the heaven and the earth came to existence? What was I? My friends in practice meditation, emphasize practicing. We add the question clearly, diligently, and continue to add question from asking a question, raising doubt. And from asking the question continuously, the doubts maintain. The doubts maintain until strong belief in the own mind. The doubts maintain until the absolute doubt, absolute emptiness in the mind. And like one talk, thousand years is one talk. That the practice, the patriarch, just explain the practicing. When practice complete down 100%, for example, 100%, mean that the stay, that the before talk. So doubts, that's the cause and the effect, the awakening, or attain the enlightenment. We use to practice to appreciate the triple truth, appreciate the old patriarch and the experienced one who joins basic the practice methods to practice, just like the true Dharma, true practice methods. So only practice will be done with all the things in our life, like the birth and death. If we end birth and death with awakening from the open eye dream, that's we always carry the process to triple truth, to Padre. Just add a question. Really, truly, always add a question to raise doubt. That's our practice. That's not easy when we practice like that because the sense, the sixth sense, because the attachment, self-attachment, because the ignorance always lead our mind to illusion. Without the practice, we never release the illusion, to lead the attachment. If we just only learning or listening to the Dharma without the practice, we never relieve the ignorance. Just a practice. Or we add a question, very simple. Add a question before the heaven, the earth came to existence. What was I? Just practice. Kính thưa quý thầy, quý sư cô, cùng toàn thể quý bạn đồng tham. Hôm nay Chủ nhật 31 tháng 12 năm
Friends,
2023. Chúng ta tiếp tục lại
it's another sessions for asking questions
Duyên Giác.
and sharing experience in practice. We continue with the topics of a memorial ceremony for Zen Master, and followed is the retreat, 1 week retreat next week. In order to pay respect for our master who taught this method to us, we continue to practice and practice. That is the true payback for our master, the Buddha or the patriarchs, until we meet our Buddha nature, we get enlightenment. And that's a true payback for the Buddha, the patriarch, and our Zen master. If we don't practice, or we just use a knowledge, it is not a true payback. Our practice is very simple. Just ask questions and resting doubt. When we vow to practice this method, the practice at first is going against with our habit and our attachment.
Nói là tinh tấn, thường tinh tấn, đến phải chân tinh tấn 35 mặt.
Just in like in the sutra, the Buddha always talk about the diligence in practicing. We practice continuously and not knowing that we practice. That is the true diligence in practice. When we vow to practice, we continue to practice, and nothing, no situations will interfere with our practice. Even the death is not a fear to interfere our practice. We don't just do the practice by interest or just a temporary interest in this practice. We should have a true practice, which is a belief in our Buddha nature. Strongly believe in our Buddha nature and continue to practice. So if you have any questions or any experience you want to share, just go ahead and speak up.
Pháp thuận.
Pháp thuận.
Pháp Tường unmute, mở micro lên.
Dạ, Nam mô Bổn Kính quý Nico và đại chúng. Hôm nay con xin chia sẻ một chút xíu là trường hợp của con là may mắn có phước được thầy dẫn dắt và hướng dẫn cho con đến pháp môn tổ chư thiền mà
have you to practice this method and going into this meeting, I always get reminded to practice, continue to practice, and I realized that I am really lucky to approach this method so easily compared to other patriarchs who always had difficulty to get a method to practice, just like the second patriarch who want to get a method to practice. He have to cut off his hand in order to get the practice for himself. And I feel so lucky that I want to share that experience with everybody. Is that the retreat is tomorrow, or when is the date of the retreat? Could you tell us?
Bên Việt Nam bắt đầu khai thức 5 tây chứ, 5 tây, sáng 6 tây là khai thức. Tính ra
So the retreat is on the 6th, early morning of the 5th, and
từ 5 giờ sáng đến 8 giờ tối. Bên đó nếu có thời gian
the 6th of January. So if you
tham học với nhau
can
thì
come to Zoom
Pháp Thuận nói mình
and practice, and that is very good for all practitioners. As you said, it is very lucky for us to meet this method and practicing this method. We have been lucky so many lives. It's not only this life that we've been practicing this method for many lives, and we still meet this life and continue to practice until we get enlightenment.
mới được cái duyên thôi, làm sao trưởng dưỡng cái duyên đó, cái nhân
This
đó
is
để mà nó thành tựu kết quả. Đó mới là cái bổn phận trách nhiệm chúng ta, cũng là cái hoài bão vô lượng kiếp chúng ta,
the cause that we had,
để có cái
a seed that we have
chư Phật
planned for many years, many lives, and we continue to practice and don't be lazy and don't pay attention to all other things but practicing. Until we meet our Buddha nature, our master, our patriarch had many difficulty when they asking for the method to practice. Even though we don't have any of these difficulty, but we are facing with a lot more difficulty because of the technology, the development in technology will lure us away from our practice. And all these convenience that we have in this life can interfere with our practice easily. Our masters always said that, you just look back and you can see your Buddha nature, and that easy. It's just because we don't believe in our Buddha nature, we only believe in the knowledge or the understanding and not practicing, and we only attach to our mind, and we cannot practice diligently. It's just like an addictive persons who always want to go back to the old path. We addictive to our ignorance and addictive to all these creation of our mind, attaching to them for many lives. So now we really hard to go back to the practice. When you vow to practice and you always face with many illusions created by your mind, and it lures you away from the practice. You are not familiar with the practice yet, so always this practice, when you start to do the practice, all these illusions will come, all the ignorance will come and interfere with your practice. Just like when you're practicing, you feel sleeping, you feel your body is uneasy or frustrated in practicing, and all of these will interfere with your practice. And if you have a strong vow and continue to practice, asking the questions, raising doubt, this doubt will sweep away all these thoughts arising in your mind, and you will believe more in your Buddha nature, and you continue to practice until you get familiar with your practice. You will go into a belief strongly of your Buddha nature, and you will practice continuously, diligently, until you see your Buddha nature. Miss Kimmy.
Dạ, Nam mô Bổn sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Con kính thưa quý thầy, quý sư cô cùng thiền đường đại chúng. Con xin thỉnh lại cái câu hỏi hồi sáng bên Việt Nam con đang hỏi đi chừng mà lúc đó thầy đã
to continue to go back to the questions
con cũng xin
previously.
khai thị lại để thầy giải dạ thưa thầy là giống như con cũng trình bày hồi sáng là
just because you didn't have enough time to answer my questions, so I will ask about this again. As we having really convenient in technology now, we can go on Zoom and get the encouragement from everybody and listen to you. And I can feel that even though it's good for our practice, but it becomes a new habit that we come to the technology, the internet, to read and get more knowledge, and feel like it's going against with our practice too. And I feel when the technologies can help and also can interfere with our practice. Could you please give us some words of encouragement how to balance the use of technology to improve our practice?
Đó là cái vọng tưởng của người, vọng tưởng của mình, vọng tưởng của
this is the main problem that everybody faced,
nhưng mà mình không có bỏ được, mình lại
and this is the illusions that your mind created. We always want to bring in all these new technologies, but when you want to put them away, you cannot do it. That is the problem that everybody had. It's not only you. In the old times, people don't have the technologies, but they're still facing with all these thinking created in the mind. So
quá là phổ biến, con nít nó cũng có nữa, đứa nhỏ nó cũng xài được, nó cũng biết
If
xài,
you
nó
look
dùng.
deeply, you can see
Người
that
lớn đến con nít, người già, người trẻ,
everybody have a
bất kỳ
phone right now,
bên này là người
and they
khờ khờ,
depend
không biết xài
on
gì.
that phone
Lúc
too
nào
much.
xài cũng cắm cái đầu mình
And
vào
even
cái
kids, they have
phone đó, đi
phones
xe,
in their
đi
hands,
làm,
and they always looking
cho
at the
nên tai nạn
phone,
xảy ra.
and
Đi ngoài đường đi bộ cũng vậy nữa,
too
đâu
much
có thấy cái thế giới
attention
ngoài đâu,
to
thấy cái thế giới trong cái
the phones and the informations in the phone. That is the illusions
Từ cái không
of
cái thế giới hiện tại thêm
the mind created, and now you attaching to that, and you can get into accidents when you don't pay attention to the streets. It's not that we want you to put down, to throw away, or don't pay attention to any of these technology. You just have to look back to your Buddha nature by practicing. Eventually, you will get used to your practice, and all these will, you will detach yourself to all these easily.
Biết chẳng có làm gì, biết để buồn thêm, biết để vui thêm, vui những cái chuyện tầm bậy tầm bạ, buồn những cái chuyện.
We just thought, we always thought that the knowledge, the news that you read in the phones or all these internet technologies are necessary for our life. You happy with those news, you sad with those news, but and you thought that these news are necessary for your life to go on, and you running after all these illusion created by your mind, and you cannot go back to the practice. And if you practice and get used to the practice, then you can deal with these easily. You can use the technologies, and you can get rid of the technologies easily when you get familiar with your practice. We don't just hiding or isolate ourselves in practicing, but we face with everything, all situations in order to practice. We face with all difficulties, we face with all these technologies, but we don't attach to them. By practicing diligently, asking questions and raising doubts, we knew that all these illusions are interference, are the interference without practice, and we don't attach to them. We go back to our practice, we look back to our Buddha nature, and we continue to do that. We face with difficulty, we face with all situations, and continue to practice. We don't isolate ourselves, we don't afraid of these difficulty, and we realize that the practice will help us in all these situations, and that will be very lucky for us to have this practice, and we continue to practice. We continue to do everything. We continue to do everything for our job. the research
cho dù nếu mà cái
or the studying,
luôn cả cái cần nó cũng quăng luôn được nữa thì
everything,
mà đó là
we can still do it normally,
chứ không
but
phải
we
cái tướng để cho người ta
put
khen.
the priority is our practice in at first. So we always go back to our practice when we're done with all the job. We have to have the wisdom in the practice in order to stay away from all these ignorance, the poisons of all these illusions. You'll have to rely on the Dharma talk, rely on the practice in order to detach ourselves from all these thinking. In order to detach ourselves from all these illusions or creation of our mind, the only way is to go back to your practice, stay close to your Dharma friends, and asking questions when you need or having problem. You always relate use the true Dharma by practicing diligently. And we doing the practice continuously and diligently. It's just like when you are a patient, you have to follow the doctor's instructions in order to take the medications, continuously, and take the right dose in order to help you to recover from the illnesses. So if you still attached to all these ignorance, all these understanding, then all of these difficulty technology will become the interference with your practice. But if you detach yourself from all these thinkings by asking questions and raising doubts, the doubt will automatically strip up all these thinking for you. So that is our job, our responsibility when you practicing these methods. Always asking questions, raising doubts in all situations, in your job, in all activities, you continue to ask questions and raising doubts. Is that understandable? Yes, understand. We're running out of time. I will see you in another session.